Hey. How is everybody doing? It is your old buddy, your old pal, Steve. Did you guys miss me? It's been a little bit. Very, very excited to do the show today. Been away for a little bit, I know. Did my second Merlo's movie chat, mega movie chat earlier today. Thank you to all that actually tuned into that. That was a lot of fun. And today I got a guest that's going to be joining us on the show today. But first, we'll talk about a little bit about our good friends that I always talk about. I love horror themed art, anything artistic. And so here's Michelle Apollonia's stuff from Breathless Beauties. You've seen it before. Anybody who's new here might not have seen it, though. I think we have a few new people. So Michelle makes horror themed dolls that are absolutely, absolutely fantastic. I love the Leatherface. And then we've got the other Michelle, our other friend, Michelle Blasky of Miss 44. She does horror themed art, horror and obscure art. I love this. Like this is like the cow stuff is just awesome. The cow with the shotgun. Ah, love it. I want to buy this one. There's our old buddy Leatherface. So yes, thank you guys all for tuning in. I see we got a lot of people in the chat already from what I can see. Some newbies, I think, some new chatters. We got Christian Spencer, Susie Lopez. Thank you guys for joining in. We've also got Eduardo Guerrero. I'm totally gonna butcher that. Sorry, man. Sorry, Eduardo. That also in the chat, and we've got Carrie Yates and Sci-Fi Sideshow. I think both Carrie Yates and Sci-Fi Sideshow are new. So thank you all for tuning in today. It's very, very appreciated. And our guest is going to love that. Having people to talk to. And speaking of our guests, we got Aaron Poe also in the chat. Hey, man, how you doing? I think you know our guest. I think so. Our guest is the writer director of the upcoming Halloween fan film Halloween Evil Lives. We look very, very, very forward to this. They're crowdfunding it right now on Indiegogo. Links are in the description for that, by the way. Just go click on the link and support these guys. I believe they're nearly at the halfway point of their campaign and funding wise as well. So they're more or less on pace, I think, to hit the goal. So let's help them get there, guys. Let's help them get there. I know we can do it. So without further ado, adding our good buddy Michael Tegagnon. I hope I'm saying that right, Michael, to the stream.
Tegagnon, yep.
All right, that's good. I don't know. I'm bad with pronouncing names.
It's okay.
I'm sure Eduardo is like, "Oh, you butchered my name." I apologize if I did. Oh, it looks like we've got Lazy Reviewer and Amy Crabtree in the chat as well. What's up, everybody? Thank you all so much for tuning in. So yeah, Michael, how has this experience been for you? How are you doing? How are you holding up through everything that's going on?
We're having a great time making this movie with a wonderful cast and getting all the eggs in order to make one of the best Halloween fan films there can be.
Awesome. That's awesome. And that's all we can do, right?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Break your butt off and a lot of focus and willpower.
Exactly. And that's what it takes. What it takes is you got to really, really, really push it. And it looks like you guys really are going for it. And I think you guys are probably going to hit your goal. I think you guys will.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
We have really good support, really good backers. We appreciate every one of them.
Awesome. Yeah. There you go. So we got a fair amount of people in the chat, and by the way, guys, we'll take questions from the chat a little bit later. Feel free to ask your question now, and maybe we'll have time to get to it sort of in between if we can. But otherwise, just wait until our chat is over. I'm going to ask him a few questions too. Hey, we got Jason Pitts in the chat as well. Awesome. Thank you for tuning in, Jason. Jason's making a fan film himself. That's right. Not a
That's
Halloween
cool.
one though, but one of the other big three. Jason's making a film called Voorhees: Night of the Beast. Check that out. I've read part of the script. So thank you for sharing that with me, Jason. And looks pretty damn good. I'm not even a big Friday the 13th guy. I'm not the Friday the 13th guy. So if you can impress me, then that must mean it's probably gonna be good. Probably, probably. Execution is key, of course. Anyone else new in the chat? Not that I can see so far. All right. Okay. Well, we've got a question, so Christian likes to ask a lot of questions, so um, we'll let him ask his question. It kind of goes with one of the questions I was going to ask, anyways. Um, but we'll do his question. Is your movie Halloween sequel to one of the films? A sequel to one of the films? It
Oh,
goes along with
related to
question
one of
I
the
was gonna
films.
I was gonna ask basically, is it tied to any amount of films? Like, is it tied to just the original, or does it pick up a different continuity? Is it tied to like Halloween 4, Halloween 5, those types of films as well as like is it in connection with the Thorn trilogy, or is it its own thing? You tell us.
All right. Well, Halloween Evil Lives is a direct sequel to the 1978 movie, but in modern time. It takes place after the ending of 78 movie where Michael Myers just disappears. We ignore all the other sequels that after, we don't do part 2 or part 3 or 4. We ignore them, but we give subtle nods in Halloween Evil Lives to show
Okay.
appreciation to those movies, but we have an original story, and it's based off the 1978 Halloween movie.
Oh, okay, so it'll be set like 43 years later or 44 years later, depending on when you film.
44. Yep.
44. Okay, there you go. So none of the other Halloween films exist in his timeline. So I hope that answers your question. Just the original 1978 is the only one. Boy, we're getting questions like crazy now. Jason Pitts asks, I would like to know when you decided to do a fan film. What made you choose Michael? Again, is kind of
Well,
going with a lot of the questions I had, anyways.
yeah, no problem,
So what
Steve.
inspired what
As
inspired you to do this film? What was kind of how did you come up with the idea? All that kind of stuff.
as Steve knows, one of my best friends passed away this March. His name was Jared, and me and Jared have been wanting to do a fan film since 2019 after seeing some fan films on YouTube. So we decided to make our own fan film because we have a big, huge love for Halloween movies, the Halloween franchise. But unfortunately, he passed on in March, so I'm carrying the torch to finish the story that we wrote together and make the fan film in his honor.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. Yeah, we've heard about Jared. So tell us a little bit about Jared. Did you grow up with Jared, and how long did
Yes,
you know him for? Okay.
I've known him for over 20 plus years. We went to middle school and high school together, and then we became best friends. But more after high school, we started working jobs together and stuff like that, and we shared a passion for horror movies. Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, the Scream franchise, and that's something that we shared and bonded around was scary movies.
Oh wow. Any other particular favorites that you guys watched together?
A lot of the Scream movies
A
together.
lot of
He
the
was a
Scream
big
movies.
fan
Okay.
of the Scream 1 and Scream 2. That's one of
Oh,
his
well.
favorites.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, yeah, very, very sorry to hear about his passing, and it's a very awesome thing that you're picking up, and gonna keep doing it and do the film in his honor, and it's like creating a legacy for him. So, very, very special that you're doing that for him, there, Michael. Very, very special.
Yes, I promised him the last conversation we had. I promised him that I'd get the movie done. That's one of the last conversations we had. So I'm keeping that promise. I've been working hard and trying to. I got the best cast. I got a great cinematographer. You know, we just booked a couple locations to film at, so it's moving right along.
There you go. That's awesome, man. It's a lot of work, I know, but I'm glad you've kept yourself motivated. I can only imagine that happening in March, and it's like, he's your team. He's like your other half. If you guys were doing this together, was he gonna like direct it as well, or
He was a co-creator. He was going to get a writing credit, and he was going to act
okay?
in it too.
Oh, he was gonna act
So
in it too.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
well, there
it's
you
kind of
go.
sad just because he didn't get to see like how far we got. You know, he was with us just at the beginning of the first campaign, and then he passed on. You know, so his family's going to be there when we do the premiere, so that's going to be awesome to show what we worked on together. So they're going to love watching it. We're renting out a movie theater, so it will be playing on the big screen for limited time, but it's going to be
Hmm.
pretty cool.
Yes, yes. So yeah, that's very very touching for sure. Jason Pitts asks, what fan films inspired you and what fan films from Halloween, I guess, that you guys were watching at that time inspired you to do this?
How the Halloween Inferno ones, the night he came home, and then Brandon Timmons, his work on the Haddonfield Nightmare, the stuff that he was showing me inspired me as well to make a fan film.
Oh, really good. That's awesome. That's awesome. Is it too sensitive of a subject to ask how Jared died, or is it like an unknown thing, or
Now it's kind of unknown. They really never fully said. I mean, it is kind of a sensitive subject, but all I know is that they found him dead at his house, and you know that's as far
uh,
as I'll probably go with it. Unfortunately, you
what's
know
that? Sorry.
that's probably as far as I'll go into that. I
Oh,
mean,
that's
until I
okay.
know
Yeah.
the full
I tell
details.
you, if you don't know the full details, you don't know.
Yeah,
There's nothing you can do about that, right? But it's nice to know, I guess, at the same time. But sometimes they are mysteries, and it's unfortunate, and just really good on you for keeping this going, and definitely doing it in his honor. Um, so that's great. So another one of my questions was answered already. When is this movie set? So it's obviously set in today's time.
and yeah,
Well,
it'll
it'll
be
be
the year
set next year.
2022. Yeah,
It'll be set then.
we film it
Uh,
this year, but it's going to represent 2022. So
okay. Hopefully you have all the newest 2022 stuff. Well,
the
I don't. I
calendars,
don't
yeah,
think
stuff like that.
technology will advance too much by then. You never know though. You never you just never
That's the
know if
thing too is
something really
in this
trendy comes
Halloween
out in
movie,
20.
they're going to be using like their cell phones and stuff like that. Because all the other Halloween movies, they kind of use them, but not really. So it's going to be cool to put modern technology into a horror movie besides the Scream movies, you know?
Yeah, I hear you. I definitely hear you on that. There you go. Are we getting more I think we're getting a lot of questions from everybody in the audience here. And feel free to elaborate more on anything if you want to as well. Jason Pitts, where are you located and where will you be filming?
We'll be filming in Green Bay, Wisconsin. That's my hometown. Go Pack, go. But yeah, we'll be filming in Green Bay, Wisconsin, here in Wisconsin. So it's going to be awesome because in the fall, it's really great for filming a horror movie. The colored leaves, the pumpkins, the scary looking trees. It looks like it's right out of a Tim Burton movie. It's so cool.
Yeah, I hear you. I've never been there by myself, but I've heard it's nice. I've heard it's nice. I live in a beautiful place too. I live in Canada. I've done lots of filming here, but we'll be going to Texas for my for my fan film.
Texas, Texas.
Doesn't make sense to not you know. Uh there we go. Let's just see if I missed any questions here. Just checking to see if I missed. Hey, Michelle Apollonia's in the chat. Go Pack Go. She must be a Packers fan. There you go. And you're from New York. Michelle is, I mentioned earlier, Michelle is the creator of Breathless Beauties and new podcast, Sisters of the Strange. Definitely make sure you go check out her podcast. Go Canada. Well, yeah, go Canada when it comes to hockey, right?
Yeah, there's some Packer fans in Canada because they come here every now and then when they could to watch the games.
There you go. I can't say I'm a Packers fan. I hate to say it. I'm not.
We'll get you a
I don't.
cheesehead, Steve.
What's that? Well, I don't even really watch a lot of football, but I probably watch more Canadian football than
Yeah,
American
I
football.
watch soccer. They call that FIFA around here, and they have the American Soccer League.
Oh, so
That's always fun to
I don't
watch.
watch soccer. I'm not a soccer fan at all. I'm not, but I like Canadian football though. It's not much different than American football. It's similar. There's slight differences.
Isn't the field longer or something like that? I heard slightly
There's less
longer.
downs. There's only 3 downs in Canadian football, and I think the fields are narrower in Canadian football as well.
That's
I just
cool.
find it makes it go a little bit faster, and 4 downs. I think that's why I tend to like the Canadian football a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know. It just goes a little bit faster, if that makes sense.
They don't want it to go fast in America. Then you can have more
I guess
beers.
so. Yeah, I can understand it. Yeah. Oh, Carrie Yates is from the UK. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Oh man, so many people chatting at once here. Jason Pitts again. Jason's our main question asker
Hey,
tonight.
Jason.
uh I don't know what we can do on this. So what your answer is going to be like to this. What details can you give about the story that you have developed without giving too much away? Can you say anything without
I can
other
give
than
like
it
the
takes place 40?
synopsis, like a
What's that?
synopsis. I could give a synopsis
Yeah,
about the
sure.
movie.
Sure.
Halloween Evil Lives. Haddonfield has banned Halloween for over 40 some years, and they lift the ban, and in doing so, they welcome back the evil that is Michael Myers. So it's going to be a very spooky movie, and there's a lot of
Mhm.
killing in it. So it's not going to be a lame duck one. It's going to be Mike Myers doing what he does best. And it's going to be more like the Michael Myers from the '78 movie, where he's kind of a
Right.
phantom-like killer. He's more in the shadows. So we're going back to the basics, the roots of Halloween, the
Very
vision that
cool.
John Carpenter had.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Tell us a little bit about the Indiegogo process for you. Was this your first time doing Indiegogo?
This is, well, for this movie, yes. We had a first campaign, and I learned a lot from that. So the second campaign has gotten better. And yeah, it's a tough process. It's a lot of promotion, and you have to get all the right people to help you promote. Otherwise, you're dead
Mhm.
in the water. So it's all about promoting and having really good perks, and have a very descriptive Indiegogo campaign page to let people know what your project's about. So yeah, it's tough, but I enjoyed doing it. I learned a lot from this Indiegogo process.
Awesome. Do you want to tell people a little bit about some of the perks that you guys
Well,
have
right now
available?
we're offering a special till tomorrow. It's the $5 thank you movie credit. We'll put your name in the movie for $5. It ends tomorrow. It's in honor of one of our castmates' birthdays, Danielle. She plays Amy in Halloween Evil Lives, the babysitter, and it was her birthday Friday. Happy birthday, Amy! Belated
Happy
birthday, I guess
birthday,
I'd
Amy.
say. And we also offer her autograph for $26 till Sunday, and then it'll go back up to the normal 55. So if you want to get your name in the movie, now's the time to do it. $5 perk. It's a pretty good deal. Special thank you in the movie. $5 perk.
Hey, that's not bad. $5 for a special thanks. Not too bad. What about some of the other perks? You want to talk about any of these? Just so you've got, I
We
see you've got
offer
a mug
knife
available.
props. On-screen knife props, they can be signed by the whole cast or by the actor who plays Michael Myers, Jonathan. We also have a cup of mug, as Steve mentioned. We have some T-shirts, posters. We have one executive producer credit left, so that one went real fast. We have associate producer, and then we have assistant producer, and then we have Be Michael Myers. You can be Michael Myers in the movie. We also have a Be Victim of Michael Myers, where you can get killed on screen as well. So some of those perks have been really successful. They've been flying off the shelf, so to say.
That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. What was I gonna? There was one here. I had a question about one of your perks. Just out of curiosity, just the online shout out. Is that we'll give you an online shout out in the group and on the podcast. So what's this podcast? I don't know about it. I didn't know that you
Um,
had a podcast.
yeah, I have a Halloween Evil Lives podcast. You can find us on all major podcast things. Just type in Halloween Evil Lives. And yeah, in October, this coming October, I'm going to be shouting out all the people that bought the online perk, and also in group, we're going to be putting their names up in the group with the Halloween Evil Lives graphic. It's going to be
Oh,
pretty
cool.
cool.
Okay, yeah, you'll definitely have to share that podcast more because I was kind of looking for it on the group and stuff like that. So definitely like to
If you
check
go to
that
our
out. So is it?
Indiegogo page, it's linked there.
Mhm.
There's a link for the
Oh, okay.
YouTube channel and the podcast. Yep, on Anchor.
Oh, cool. There you go. Now I know. As I was wondering about that. Anyways, I think might have missed some questions. Let me scroll back again. Do, do,
There's over
do,
31 now.
do.
They went fast.
Well, Jason Pitt says again. I think it's interesting that he's doing a Michael fan film, and his name is Michael. Yeah, and Jason is doing a Jason fan film, and his name is Jason. the director,
There's actually
the
three
director
Michaels
of
on
his
this
name is Jason.
project. So they
There you
said the
go.
inside joke is how many Michaels does it take to make a Michael Myers movie?
That's cool. That's kind of cool. Let's see if there's any other questions I might have missed. Yeah, so you're almost at 50% goal. So that's pretty cool. And you're not quite halfway through the campaign, I think either. I think you still got about 34, 35
Yep.
days left.
So,
So
so we like to make the full goal before the end of this month. So then we can go in demand. And as you know, Steve, once you go in demand, you get the super backers, and it can greatly increase your budget. It's amazing once you get in demand, and we could do it. We're on a really good pace.
mhm,
We just need everybody to share. Or if you can
mhm,
donate, donate. If you want to purchase a perk, go right ahead. We'll sign anything you want. We're already signing some mugs and sending them overseas. We're
mhm.
gone international now. So you could just let us know if you want us to sign something. We'll do it. The cast will do it.
Very cool. Do you guys have stretch goals in mind, like what you would do if you raised this much more? And
Yeah.
if you
So if we reach the 8,000, which is the flexible goal, we want to at least go to 10,000 in demand, and then from 10 to 13,000 from there on. That's our stretch goal,
okay,
and
yeah,
that helps us create a really good, better
mhm.
production. That's where the money's going all into the production of the movie. So if we can get some awesome help from you guys, we greatly appreciate it.
Awesome. And then beyond that, I imagine um better effects and uh
Yeah, yeah,
paying the cast and crew and all that kind of stuff.
better lighting, better
Better light. Oh, that's
effects.
important.
Yeah, because if you want the
Very
best lighting, it's very expensive.
yeah.
So and then the effects alone, the CGI and stuff for Loomis, it's going to be
Oh yeah.
expensive. But I mean, we want to do this for the fans. We're fans ourselves. We want to do it for you guys. We want to make it the best one.
Is Loomis going to be a big part of this movie?
Loomis has some sequences in this movie that's going to be amazing. It's it's going to blow fans' minds. We're going to complete his story arc. So it's going to make every person that's a fan of Donald Pleasance or Dr. Loomis very happy. They never completed his story arc very well, so we like to do him justice.
That's cool. That's definitely cool for sure. Well, that's really really good. Um Yeah. So let me see here. Yeah. When do you begin filming again? Was it this fall? And you and
Yeah, we start some environment shots in September, and then the full production with the cast is towards the end of October. So we're right when Halloween starts. It's going to be cool. No, I don't think any other Halloween is actually filmed around Halloween. So we're actually going to be legit Halloween decorations. Everything's legit. The pumpkins. So it's going to be so cool.
it'll definitely be very Halloween, huh? Like right now, I'm working on a Christmas movie filming in August, but it's going to be released for Christmas. So they've got all
Where's
yesterday.
all the snow?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, we don't have snow here right now. We have smoke instead. I was telling we should change the name to a very smoky Christmas because it's going to be so smoky with all the fires here. But
That'd
like
be funny.
yesterday I was helping bring in some of the set decks. So they had this really Christmassy looking couch that we had to bring in, and all these big tall Christmas trees that were too tall for the production office, in fact. But but we got them in there. But yeah, I mean, that's very common in Hollywood these days to film a movie like that, not set at that time. Um, if it's a Halloween movie, you probably film it in April and then you release it at Halloween because that's always the idea is to release it at
Yeah.
Halloween. But I
Yeah,
imagine
we're filming some scenes in May too. We have
oh yeah.
two productions because we can't get it to fit all this fall. So we'll be filming some More Night stuff in May with the rest of the other cast. So it's a big cast. I think we're up to 31 people casted in this
Ooh,
movie.
31.
So
Wow, that's a big
yeah,
cast. There you go. Pretty big. Let's see if we got any other comments or questions. Steve, you are a busy dude. Yes, no kidding. You have so many film projects going. Well, the one I was talking about is not my project. I'm not making no Christmas movie. It's
it's a
just one I'm
Lifetime
getting paid.
movie.
I'm getting paid to where I'm doing that project to pay bills around the house. Whereas this kind of stuff is passion project
Oh,
and
from the
yeah,
heart.
that's exactly. I would not willingly do this movie if I wasn't getting. I wouldn't be doing this one for free. I'll say that. Not that I have to get paid an
Christmas in
astronomical
July.
amount, but yeah, but yeah, it helps definitely. It's cool to do, and meeting some semi-famous people. That's cool. That's kind of the coolest thing about it is meet some semi-famous people that you may or may not know, and like B-list actors. But hey, but it's cool though. It's still pretty cool. I'm like, hey, I recognize a couple of these people. Hey, not too bad. But that's about it. I mean, the type of work I'm doing is not really the most desirable work. I'm an office
Yeah,
assistant on this film, so it's not
building your
exactly.
way up. It's building your way
Eh,
up. You know.
I don't. You know what? I don't like doing a lot of those types of productions, though. I like the smaller stuff. Yeah, you can work your way up in those bigger productions, but the thing I don't like about bigger productions is that there's so many cooks in the kitchen. There's so many departments, and this department's handling this, and got to get it to this department, and then to this and then somewhere along the line things get messed up. So it's like there's always a lot of things to fix. and and it shows. I've worked on a few of these, and there's always communication issues. There's always some communication issues, and things get messed up because of communication issues. Whereas with a smaller crew, if you have a smaller thing going on, it's like those communication issues don't really happen. Not to that degree, anyways, where things get totally messed up. So I don't know. That's a personal preference. Not that I would never do a big Hollywood production, but it's being like a production manager or something. Man, I would hate it. An AD, I'd absolutely hate being an AD. Eh. That's just me, though. That's just me. I don't know if guys like Jason or whatever have been on many bigger productions like that. I don't even know what the budget is for this film. It's a Hallmark film, so it can't be a
Yeah,
huge
I
budget.
was gonna say it's either a Hallmark or a Lifetime movie 'cause they do a lot of Christmas
It's a
stuff.
Hallmark. It's a
Yeah,
Hallmark. I don't think the budget could be that big, otherwise I think
I'd say
my
like 30,000,
pay would be better.
40,000. I'd say, right?
No,
Does
no,
that
it's way
sound
more.
about right?
No. They spent 40,000 just on the lights. I
Okay,
know
so
because I've seen the purchase. I've made some of the purchase orders.
okay. It
I've
just
been
seems
making
like
a lot of the
sometimes
purchase
they're
orders.
really low budget. It's like
Oh, they're
when you
not that.
watch
They're
though, they
like
don't seem like they're very expensive.
no, they're a lot more than that. They're way more than that. They're like probably around 1,000,000. I'm gonna guess that this
Okay,
is $1,000,000 film. I'm gonna
okay.
guess it's $1,000,000
Because
US.
sometimes when you watch them, you know what I mean. You watch them, and it's like look like they painted cardboard or something. You're like, what the heck? But it could
Yeah,
be maybe they
but you
spent it all on
gotta
the actors or actresses. Who knows?
yeah, if yeah, it depends on how much this one might be under 1,000,000 because again, the actors aren't too famous. You got one guy from The Blacklist in there, and yeah, I mean, um, but yeah, no real big names, but $1,000,000 is nothing these days
Oh yeah, I
for
know.
films. So, and there still is a lot of people involved and a lot of props and rentals, and there's just so much, that it's all in the books. And I can tell you right now, I've already seen at least $100,000 worth of purchase orders. At least a
Well,
hundred
do
thousand.
they think they're gonna get like generate like a huge revenue to make that money back, or
Oh, definitely. Hallmark
like
Channel.
people
Oh
rent
yeah.
them out or
Oh
whatever
yeah.
on Prime?
Hallmark Channel makes a lot of money. I know that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I know you
it's
can
not
rent
a
them on Prime for like two ninety
maybe.
nine or
Yeah,
3.99.
eventually they eventually they might even end up on Netflix too. But anyways, there you go. Jason Pitts even said lifetime Hallmarks usually around 800K, so to a mil.
Okay, that
So
sounds
that's
about
around
right.
where I was figuring. Yeah, but yeah, definitely not a low 35,000. Definitely, you'd never get anything like that from any of these. Though that's my low. That's what I'm doing is I'm trying to get a 35 to 40,000. Actually, trying to get about a 50,000 if
Oh
I
yeah,
can. But yeah,
hey,
because I
you're
mean,
almost there.
but
Texas Chainsaw's a lot more
I
expensive
gotta
one
double it. I gotta double it. We've
because of the gore and the effects.
no,
It's probably a
no,
more
we've
expensive
got our
movie to
gore.
make, right?
We've got our gore and effects. It's more now we're at because ours is a period piece, it's 65. That's the expensive stuff is getting the period
Go back
down,
in time.
the vehicles. I'm like freaking out about the vehicles. We might have to settle for like some 70s, 80s vehicles, unless we
Well,
can get
did you
our
find
budget higher.
somebody that's a collector that would let you borrow? You know how they do that? They would drive it
Collectors don't
themselves and
typically
dress
do
up.
that. Collectors
Okay. I know
collectors
people that
don't
like to
typically.
have them
It's
in the
possible,
movies,
but
but they have to
yeah,
drive it themselves. They won't let anyone else drive them.
yeah. It's tough. It's something I'm gonna definitely have to have money for, I think. Just everything for the period. Like costumes we can get away with, but things like that we have to have money for. Let me see what else if anybody else is asking questions. Steve is about a Christmas prince. Is it about a Chris? Oh, I see. Is it about a Christmas prince?
Christmas Prince.
I haven't read the
Oh
script.
boy, not that
I
again.
don't think so. I don't think I've seen some
There's
of
like
those
three of
Christmas.
those movies already.
Yeah, yeah, I know. It's not one of those. It's not one of those. But
It's
good
usually one
question.
where with the mother's like a single mother and she's looking for a new boyfriend or husband and he just happens to appear in the Christmas time and
You'll have to tune
you
in
know
to
what I'm
find
talking
out.
about?
We're not even sure. I'm not even 100% sure if this film's gonna finish its production. It's starting production on Monday. I've been helping with all the pre-production purchase orders and everything last week, but the actual production starts on Monday, and they're shooting in at a ski hill basically near, but not too
Okay,
far away from
that
here,
makes sense.
about an
Just the
hour away.
artificial snow.
There's no official snow. We'll get no official snow. There'll all the snow that'll be in this movie will be artificial. There's no snow on our hills right now. Um, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, they're shooting up up this ski hill to film this movie, and there's like a raging fire, like getting closer and closer. So, and I saw this yesterday driving the big star to her hotel. I won't say her name, but she's not no. You guys probably never even heard of her because she's famous in Canada, but famous in Canada, if that means anything. Some people famous in Canada are famous in the U.S. too. I don't think she is.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Anyways, I drove her to her hotel, and I drove back to Kelowna. It's about an hour drive, and I get back and they say, "Oh, you got to bring these weights back to her. She needs weight. She does work,
Jeez.
whatever." And so I'm like, "Okay, I'll do that." And then when I started driving back, it looked like a bomb had just gone off. There was so much smoke that just looked like a big bomb had come. So I'm driving back to her hotel, and I think, "Oh my God, what's going to happen? Are they going to cancel the movie now? Because this looks like it's getting really close." And when I got back to the production office, they were talking about it like this could potentially be shut down. Already, tons of money has been spent on the movie because I mean, pre-production costs aren't cheap as well. They've probably spent probably 100K to 200K already, probably, and and that's just the way it is. It's if they
Yeah,
shut it
that
down, if they have
sucks.
to shut it down, they have to shut it down. I don't think they have, but they have
Because
a
of
backup
insurance, right?
location. Well, because
Too.
of because of safety of everybody there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's if you're not going to film in the middle of a wildfire,
Yep.
it's
If
just
something happens, it's a big
something
insurance
happens.
liability, so they'll be shut
Yeah,
down immediately.
yeah. If and we got evacuation notices and all that kind of stuff. If as soon as the it gets evacuated, that's it. That's the end of the production. So we'll see. As far as I know, I'm still going to work on Monday, so it'll be interesting. Anyways, enough about enough about the film I'm working on, the low budget film I'm working on. Anyways, let's see if anybody else has any
I can only
questions
imagine if they
for you.
put Michael Myers on Hallmark Channel, how PG it would be.
That would be great.
He's
That'd be
back
great.
again.
Yeah. It would be interesting to do a movie like that. You do a Hallmark Christmas movie or something like that, and then most of the majority of the movie is very Hallmarky, and then all of a sudden, you got Michael Myers or Jason just tearing shit up or something like that.
That would
All
be
of a sudden,
funny.
just out of nowhere, the movie just totally
A very bloody
changes.
Christmas or something. A
Yeah,
very bloody Christmas.
I don't know. I think
This
that's
time they went to
that'd
the
be
wrong
interesting.
place to celebrate Christmas. Camp Crystal Lake
That would be interesting,
holiday.
that's for sure. That would be very, very interesting.
Actually, it'd be cool if they like, advertised it as a love comp romance, and then right in the middle of it, Jason comes with an axe and just
Let me
tears it right up.
just gonna see if we have any other questions for you. The Sawyer Massacre will get to, yeah, well, oh, we've already raced enough to get to Texas, but we're talking about Michael's film. Just seeing here. I'm in the
Yep,
same
we
boat
wanna
freaking
we
about
wanna get in
vehicles.
demand. We need your guys' support. Please share the link, or if
Yes.
you can buy a perk, buy a perk. But anything, we'd really appreciate anything you can do for us to help us get in demand. It's gonna be amazing, guys. Great movie,
There
wonderful
you go.
cast, very talented cast. You guys will be blown away.
I'm also trying to make it to the Sawyer Massacre set. That'd be awesome, Jason. Austin's only about 8 hours from me. Whereabouts you live again, Jason? I can't remember. I'd love to have you on set. I think you mentioned to me once where you live, but yeah, man, it'd be
You mean
awesome
you
to have
love to
you on
have
set. Merry Christmas, Myers. That says John from behind the
somebody
scenes.
get eaten
Yeah,
by the
okay,
Sawyer family, the
that'd be
main
great.
course.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Speaking of Texas Chainsaw, I think we had a good conversation about how Leatherface is kind of misunderstood. He's only doing what his family tells him to do. They really abuse him, and he feels like when he does these things for them, they reward him with better attention and stuff. The character of
Mhm.
Leatherface. I
Oh
always
yeah.
felt actually kind of felt bad for him in the later sequels. when they kind of
Mhm.
explained his background. He was the scariest in the first one, though, when you knew
Oh,
less about
definitely.
him.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. With the less you know, the scarier they pretty much all are. Like, same with Michael Myers too. Like, I say it all the time. The name Michael Myers is not even mentioned in the original Halloween at all,
It's
at
called The
all.
Shape,
They didn't even say the shape. They just only really referred to him as the boogeyman.
Boogeyman.
Really,
Yep.
in the original, he was credited as the shape, but
Hmm.
the name the shape was never mentioned by anybody in the movie. Or neither was Michael Myers. Michael, they said Michael at the beginning,
Yep.
and
Well,
I think
Dr.
that's it. I
Loomis
think
calls
that's
him
it.
like evil,
No, I don't
pure
even think.
evil. That's all he
Yeah, just
says.
called him pure evil. Just referred to
Hmm.
him as it. And that's yeah, that was it. Like, the name Michael was mentioned in the opening of the film, and the Myers house was referred to many times, but that's it. That's really it. So, I
That's a
mean, I
good
think
point. They didn't even
that's
show him that much, right?
they
He
didn't
was
even
only
show him
shown a
that.
few
Yeah,
times.
it's and, a lot of the stuff that you do see of him, he's kind of in the back, and he's in the shadows, and you only see, like, part of his face, and or him just kinda slowly moving in the dark or in the shadow. Yeah, to me, it's more effective that way.
So, how do you feel about Halloween Kills? Did you see the trailer yet?
Yeah, I
And
saw that trailer, I was excited about it before I saw that trailer. After the trailer, I was like, "This doesn't feel like Halloween. This doesn't feel like m." I don't know,
they
I
show him too
thought it
much.
showed too much. It
Yeah.
showed too much.
If you show
Um,
him too much, he's not scary anymore.
yeah, that was the problem for me. Because I was kinda liking what I was seeing before from the previous trailer they had released. It was more of a
Hmm.
teaser, I guess, but it was not showing too much, and I guess that's what I liked about it. This made me feel like it's gonna be just a big bloodbath, and,
It's like a Jason movie, basically. Just change the
yeah,
name.
that's what Jason's for. If you're gonna do a Halloween movie, you gotta make Michael Myers like Michael Myers. You don't try to turn him into Jason. You know,
Yep. So everyone
I don't
knows
know.
they're two different slashers. If
They are. They're very different. They are very different. So, I mean, you shouldn't try to turn Jason into Michael Myers, and you shouldn't try to turn Michael Myers into Jason. And you shouldn't try to turn Chucky into Freddy, and you shouldn't try to, no, that's
Leatherface and into Jason. Nope, that
Leatherface.
doesn't work
No,
either.
definitely not. That's way off. That's not even close. But it's I don't know. I think they're running out of ideas, and I don't know. I don't know.
They
If
said the
I was to
modern
do
audience would
Yeah,
like
I
it,
know.
basically.
I know. I
I
get it.
guess we're
I
too
get
old
it.
to enjoy it.
Yeah, out of touch. I'm out of touch. I'm whatever. I'm out of touch. You're out of
I'm gonna That
time.
Candyman movie that's coming out looks pretty good.
I saw the trailer for that in the theater the other day. It actually looks interesting. It looks interesting, and I'm not a big fan of the series. In fact, I think I've only seen the first Candyman. I love Tony Todd though. I'll be a nerd and say yes, I love Tony Todd more so
Oh, he's awesome
from
actor.
Star Trek than Star Trek: The Next Generation as
I
Worf's
just
brother
got a
Kern.
message from Rob Mahoney. He
Oh
says we
yeah,
just went up to $3,600 right now on the
awesome.
Indiegogo campaign.
Well,
So we're,
hopefully
we're
this
getting
is
really
helping
close
it.
to 50%.
Really, really
Very
close to
close.
50%. There
That's
you go.
amazing.
Yeah. So what does it say in
Thank you.
Canadian?
Thank you. Whoever just backed us, we appreciate it from the bottom
That's
of our
awesome.
hearts. In Jared's honor, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
It's like you're up to 45% now. There you go. That's awesome.
5% away, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
We can get it. We can get it.
And I guess I'm not seeing a ton of. Okay. Here's a good question from Jason. He just asked right before I was going to ask you this one. Did you like Rob Zombie's Halloweens?
I
I
like
didn't.
the first
I
one,
didn't.
right?
Okay, you like the
I
first
like
one?
the first one, but the second one was like an acid trip. It was not good.
Definitely not a good Halloween film. It's
No.
subjective whether you can like the film or not, but definitely not a good Halloween film. Not even close.
Well, the first one, he looked like Michael Myers. By the second one, he was just a homeless guy. It was not. It didn't make any sense to me why they changed him so much. You know what I'm
I don't
talking
like.
about?
I
Half his
personally
mask
don't
was
like.
ripped off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I
It
personally
didn't
don't
look
like
like
either of
Halloween.
them. I don't like the first one mostly because there's just so much backstory, and it feels like two different movies. And by the time you get to the Michael Myers you want to see, it feels rushed. All
Yeah.
the suspense, there's no suspense in there
Well,
anywhere.
I like the
Uh,
part where he shoots Michael Myers in that swimming pool with
oh,
he's going
okay.
after Laurie. He's
Oh,
like,
wow.
Michael, stop. The
Yeah,
Malcolm McDowell, right? He played the
yeah.
Loomis. He's like, stop, Michael, stop, and he keeps shooting him. That part was pretty cool. It reminded me of the '78 Halloween. It had that feeling to it. But like you said, the other stuff is okay,
It
but could have been
it
better.
wasn't for me, that's for sure. It was definitely not my cup of tea. Christian's asking, what about Halloween 3? You like
Oh
Halloween
yeah.
3?
Speaking of Halloween 3, you're gonna want to watch our movie. Oh, that's all I
Oh,
could say about that. But yeah, Halloween 3 was its own story. Its own thing. They tried to make an anthology, but unfortunately, it did not work out. You know,
didn't work. It's unfortunate that you can't please everybody, and by that point, I guess the fact was
'cause
that
Michael Myers has a shelf life. You
yeah,
can
that's
only
the
do. He's not
thing.
a zombie like Jason. He has a shelf life, and they said, well, he's dead in part two. They shot his eyes out. They blew him up. What can we do? Anthology. Fans didn't like it. So,
Yeah. I personally think they never should have made Halloween 2 the way they did. They should have stuck with the anthology route right off the bat, but the producers were really, really, you know, wanting to go that the Michael just keep that story in
it's
place.
because of Friday the 13th. They saw how successful it was
Mm,
introducing Jason. So they wanted to keep with that sequel thing.
mm. I get it, but at the same time, I feel like it probably ruined the potential for something great. Probably.
Well,
It's
he didn't want to
unfortunate.
come back, John Carpenter, for that.
Oh yeah,
Remember?
and
He was
yeah,
against it.
and also remember, guys, Halloween 2 was not very successful. I believe Halloween 2 was also a bit of a flop, which was kind of what gave them the green light for Halloween 3 at the end of the day. But in lies the problem, though, is that because you still made it, it's like this is what Halloween is now. It's established that that is what the series is, and if Halloween 3 had been Halloween 2, I feel like it would have been more successful. In my opinion, I think it would have been more successful, more well received. But I could be wrong still too. I don't know.
Well,
I would have
the
wanted it.
Halloween was they made it the ending open. He just disappears.
Mhm.
You hear his breathing. So, I mean, you can make what you want of it. Is he still alive?
Yeah.
You know. But
Did we
Halloween
need a
2,
sequel to that? Yeah.
they made them brother and sister, and that ruined the whole
Yeah, that did.
series.
But it's like, what else would I can kind of understand Carpenter's point there a little bit because, you know,
They could have just had him go to a different city, I guess, and stalk
or
somebody
something
else.
like that. Yeah, you could
Yeah.
have. I don't know. There are ways you could have done it, but at the same time, it's I just don't think it's something you want to. I would have been. I think it would have been better if they had started with anthology series and then tried to connect them all. Later on, like have like Halloween 1, Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Halloween 4. Oh, we lost Michael somehow. Where did he go? Uh-oh. Sorry, everybody. I didn't know I did not do that. Let me see why we lost Michael. I might have to just share him the link again. This kind of thing happened on somebody else's podcast, the show that I was on recently. So let me just reshare him that link, and hopefully he will be back on. No idea what happened there. We'll see if he gets back on. There he is. There we go. What
Yeah, I
happened
lost
there? I
the
don't know.
whole feed.
What happened? I
The
missed
whole
that.
feed just went out. Yeah.
Just for you, because we were on.
Everything just went black.
Just for you, or because I was
Yeah.
still going. It just you disappeared all of a sudden.
It's
I
just
just
funny. Everything just went black.
did everything on the show go black. Everybody.
I don't know, maybe my phone just, it's maybe because people are messaging me while we're on this, it just overloaded it or something.
I don't know. It's weird. It's technology, guys. Bear with us. Bear
I
with
did
us.
the Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy. I did the Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy Presley. There you go. Hey, Jimmy, how you doing? There you go. Awesome.
Jimmy's an awesome guy. I appreciate him. He's really helping me out. Him and Rob and Michael McGlynn. And Amy. There's a great team. Aaron Poe. Appreciate those guys for helping me out.
Yes. Jason Pitt says the sister thing was part of the first one. What? No, he wrote sister on the wall in the hospital room.
That's the
It was
TV
cut.
extended version he's talking
Yeah,
about.
that's the yeah, that's right. That's the TV cut. That came out after. That was done after, like I think after Halloween 2 even came out. So that's not in the original theatrical version of it. It was
They
cut
originally
in
weren't
the.
related.
No, I was told. I've seen the interviews that was all added after. Um, so yeah, I mean, I know that John Carpenter was like, this was all he could come up with while writing Halloween 2 is like, let's just make them brother and sister. And
He said he had a couple of
yeah,
beers, and
had a couple
that's
of.
what he
I've
came
seen
up with.
you watch the interviews, Jason. I'm telling you, that's what they've said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a
Anyway,
part of the plan.
yeah. So yeah, they made an extended cut for TV. So they had that hospital scene, and they had the terrible scene of I actually hate that scene of Lori and it feels awkward. Lori and what's her name?
PJ
Linda.
Souls,
Yeah,
Linda, yeah.
and then
She's at the Elm
Andy
Street
Cole
house,
again.
by the way.
Oh yeah.
She stays at the Elm Street house. That's where they
Oh,
filmed that.
interesting.
Some movie trivia for you guys.
There you go. See, I didn't know that, but yeah, they had to have they had to have Jamie Lee Curtis with a towel on her head in that scene because she had already cut her hair by that
She
point.
had to put a wig on for part 2, yep.
They wore a wig for part 2, and she had a towel over her head for that. Because she had cut her hair, and it was continuity.
Yep. She
And
did Staying Alive, right?
it
Or
totally
whatever
looks
that was with the
yeah.
short hair, that disco
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, yeah.
That's why she had
Um,
her hair short.
yeah, and she kept it short. She never grew it long again after that. But yeah, to me, that's the hospital scene is one thing. I don't mind that. But that scene feels awkward to me. I don't like it. I wish I get why they had to make it longer for TV. I get it. I just think it's stupid. There was a stupid scene,
They just
but
added
I get it.
whatever they could add to it to make it longer. They have
What
a
do you
longer
do?
sex scene. Bob and Linda, they have a longer sex scene
Yeah,
in the TV
I don't
version,
know.
too.
I don't
They
know.
extended
It's
that.
I guess so. But you have to that's the thing. You're very limited by that because it was a few years later kind of thing. So
Yep.
that they did
Came
that.
on TV 4 years later, right?
Maybe.
3 or 4 years later, something like
Yeah.
that.
Something like that. And that's when if it's one thing if they had deleted scenes that they didn't use from the film that they could have added in, but they didn't have that. So they had to reshoot all these. They had to shoot extra.
At least PJ
And
Souls looked the same.
more or less, I mean, with
Yeah,
3 or 4 years after,
he
you
looked
don't
the
really
same.
age that much. Yeah. Yeah. You don't age that
She
much
comes
over that.
over to her house when Lori enters the door, and like the house that they filmed it at was like the house from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Awesome. Awesome. Uh, any
Nancy's
get back
house.
to your film there, Michael. How long do you figure your film was going to be?
Well, the rated R version is 1 hour and 45 minutes, and the unrated Blu-ray is like an hour and like almost about just about 2 hours, so something like that, 1 hour and 65 minutes. So
That's
yeah,
what
a
you're
little over
aiming
two
for, sort
hours.
of thing.
Yeah, the Blu-ray unrated. Yep.
Wow, lengthy film. How many pages is the script, if I may ask?
I think about um, I have 12 major scenes planned out. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of pages. I had to revise everything because when you add more people onto the cast, you have to redo some of the story all over again. So I'm still in the midst of redoing the script. But the first script was like um, 200 pages, and I think the new one's like over 300.
Oh my god, that's a lot of script. That's
Yeah,
a lot. And you
yeah.
think you're gonna
That's
be
why
able to
there's an
cut it down
unrated
to an hour
version.
and you think you're gonna cut it down to an hour and 45 minutes? Three
Yeah,
hundred, three
yeah.
hundred
Because
pages.
we
It's,
can get like a lot of inserts and stuff and speed things up.
is it is it a shooting script, or is it like a typical spec script?
It's a shooting script, so that's why it's
Okay,
longer
so that's
too.
why it's
It
longer.
tells the
Okay,
story, action scenes. I did
yeah.
that so the actors and actresses can get into the character
Oh,
more of what's
that makes
occurring.
more sense.
Yeah,
I was like,
the regular
300
script's
pages,
not that long.
yeah, that's gonna be over a 3 hour, that's gonna be like a 4-hour movie if it's 300
Yeah,
pages. Anyways, that's all good. That's all good. So at least you got a shooting script ready, so that's good.
yep.
Uh, There you go. What else was I gonna ask here? We already asked that. How soon do you think it will be ready for release if all your shooting goes smoothly? So you're gonna shoot this fall, and then you got a little bit of shooting in May. How long do you figure it would take you to get it released? Any ideas?
It'll be out October 31st, 2022 on the dot.
Okay, you're
So I guess
definitely
that's a lot of
committing to
time
that.
to edit and mix the music and all that stuff.
Yeah, it should be enough. I mean, especially if you don't have if you don't have a lot that you're filming in May. I don't know. I guess you can get post
Well,
started.
majority of the movie done in October is just
Yeah,
some of the other scenes, like the Loomis scenes, the police
yeah,
scenes. All that
yeah. If
stuff's
you
got
get
to get filmed later.
if you're able to get post started too, get ahead of it, then that'll definitely help. Um,
The
while you're
Nurse
waiting to
Chambers
shoot
scene.
the.
That's
Oh
right,
yeah,
Nurse Chambers back in our movie too.
cool.
We have a really good actress. She's done a lot of movies, and she's going to be wonderful for Nurse Mary Chambers. It's going to be
There you go.
awesome.
Christian Spencer, I got a question for you, Amy. Oh boy, okay. So this is questions amongst the chat now. Let me see if I missed any questions from the chat. Yeah,
Let's see.
Jason Pitts, 300
Mr.
pages. Yeah, that's even long for a shooting script. I'm gonna say that. It would still probably make for a 3-hour movie. Like even my shooting scripts are never. Yeah, I don't know. That
Well,
sounds
we got
pretty
a
long.
prologue.
You
We
must
got
have
a
a lot of
prologue.
detail in there.
Yep. And then we're going to film multiple endings. So
Just seeing if there's any questions I might have missed. I don't think I.
well, with 31 characters, you have to make sure you got everybody in there
Yeah, yeah, for
doing
sure.
something.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not all 31 characters are going to have big roles. Probably, I imagine. I
They
hope
have their
not.
pieces. Yeah, their pieces in the
31
movie.
characters. That's a lot. That's a lot. That is definitely a lot. Uh,
It's called a body count.
Jason Pitts, how old is your Loomis? If he's gonna, is there gonna be any? Is he expected to be alive in today's today?
Un- Unfortunately, no.
Okay,
He'll be alive in 78 and 1998. So
Oh, so there's some
It's
flashbacks, I take it
yeah.
then. Oh,
hmm
okay. I
There's somebody still alive
see.
in modern times, though. His name happens to be Doctor Wynn, the
Dr.
Madman.
Wynn.
Madman.
Okay. It's a
Yep, we
sequel
bring
to
Doctor Wynn
the
back too.
78, but takes place in 2022. Loomis is pushing 100. Yeah. So no,
Yeah,
so like you
Wynn's
said,
alive,
there's a
but
flash.
Loomis is dead.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. So yeah, it's all flashback. Okay. Uh any other questions? Loomis is gone before the cut to 20. Okay. Just making sure. Uh Michael. Michael, your favorite mask, your favorite Myers mask from the Halloween series. What is your
I'd
favorite
probably
one?
say the 78 mask, of course, and maybe Halloween 6 mask.
Okay. I can get behind those choices. I can get behind those. I'm not huge on the Halloween 6. I like it though. I like
It
it.
kind of looked
Um
intimidating with the
yeah,
eyes.
I can get behind that. I can see why for sure. Um I'll admit I'm always in the minority of this. People think I'm nuts, but I actually it's not my favorite. My favorite is the 78, but close. I don't know how close of a second, but a second would have to be the Halloween 4 mask. I know a lot of people don't like it,
I just didn't
but for
like that
some
his
reason
eyes were small,
I don't mind
right?
it. I don't know.
Little
I
beady
don't.
eyes.
They're like regular sized human eyes. I don't know. And they were black as can be. I don't know. To me it works, but I can see why a lot of people don't like it. But I don't know. I still like it.
What
I
about the
still
dreadful
like it.
Halloween 5 mask?
Yeah, the
He
Halloween
had a
5
longer
mask.
nose.
Well, for me, the Halloween 5 mask is the skullet kind of thing. The hairline's back further on that one. That's what I don't like about that one. And then a lot of the other ones, the eyes aren't blacked out. A lot of the later sequels don't have the blacked
H2O
out
had the
eyes, and it just
big
yeah,
eyes.
H2O and Resurrection. It's like
Resurrection.
you have to have those eyes black. They have to be black. It doesn't work without that, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Did I think I saw a question and it just missed it? Where was it?
Final H2O mask.
Oh, it's
Jimmy Presley.
another question for Amy.
She's popular.
Everybody loves Amy. Amy's great, actually. She's one of our associate producers on our film too.
Yeah, she has a part in my movie, and she's one of our main promoters. So it's her
Oh,
first acting
Amy likes
job.
the Rob Zombie version, Michael Myers mask. I'm not a fan of it. I don't
Which
mind the
one,
first
clean
one.
or dirty?
Yeah, I don't mind the first one, but I don't love it. I don't love it. Again, I need those eyes blacked out. I have to have. It would be better if the eyes were blacked out. But yeah, the Halloween 2 one was
We're
like,
wearing a
ugh.
black hood and
Yeah.
putting the Michael Myers mask over a black hood so you don't see any eyes at all. That's the way to do it.
Is there any
He's void
other
of human
questions
emotion.
from you guys? Oh,
What
oh,
Kokomo is going to play
that's how I
Vince?
do that.
Hey, Bob. Hey, Rob. I said Bob. My eyes are bad. Hey, Rob. Yeah, you're gonna you're gonna be. Yep, Vince Rob Mahoney. Let's see. We got Michael McGlynn in the movie. He's gonna get off by Michael Myers. We got Rob Mahoney in the movie. We got Jimmy Presley's secret part. Amy's in the movie. So we got a pretty cool cast.
I learned something new. Now I know how to do this. You just click on their names and then they
Yeah,
show up.
that's sweet.
I feel
Just
like
don't
an
click me
idiot.
out.
I know it's an unpopular opinion with Rob Zombie's version. Yeah. You know what? I know Rob Zombie's got his fans and his not fans like me. But it is subjective to a point. I'm just, I'm somebody who grew up with the original and It was at one point, the original was at one point my favorite horror film, before I really got into Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that is. Um, so I mean, Rob Zombies is just a totally different type of movie. So,
Do you like
oh
Nightmare on
boy,
Elm Street, the remake 2010 or no?
do I like it?
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not a fan, but I know that there are some people out there that like it. What is it?
it's,
Rob, what are you
it's one of
saying
the
here?
next road trip.
Sawyer Massacre
Nothing
2.
available,
I'm
just saying.
available,
Oh,
just saying. Well, you know what, Rob? If there is going to be a Sawyer Massacre 2, it isn't going to be directed by me. It isn't going to be made by me. I think this is my only fan film. Pretty sure about
hmm.
that. Pretty sure. Let's see what else we got. Now I know how to do this. Wow, this is great. Um, to all that have played him, Mikey Myers, I salute you. The mask feels like you're wearing a condom. What? That's great. That's great. Let's see what else we got here. Uh, Jason Pitts. I'm with you, Steve. I'm not a fan of Rob Zombie. In my opinion, he has half a good movie. Half a good movie. Interested to know what that half is. I don't. I've watched his first 4 movies.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Was that?
House of a Thousand Corpses, maybe.
Yeah, House of
Half of a good
Thousand
movie.
Corpses. I didn't like it, but it was the first one I had seen, and I was like, well,
Devil's
there's.
Rejects.
I was like, that's his first movie. There's room for improvement. I'm sure he'll get better. And then I got suckered into going to see Halloween remake in the theater, and I was like, whoa, I really didn't like this. Then I saw Devil's Rejects after that on Netflix, and I was like, I don't like this at all. and
It's
and
not for
uh,
everybody.
and then
Yeah,
finally, then they had the Halloween 2 on Netflix as well, and I watched
that one
that
sucked.
thinking I don't know what possessed me think I could possibly like it, but that was enough for me to say I'm done giving Rob Zombie any chances because I just didn't
You're
like any
not
of them.
gonna go see the monsters?
I don't know. You know what? I'll say this. I'll say this. It's a totally different thing for him. I'm interested to know what he's going to do with it, and if by some miracle I'm not well, maybe not a miracle. Maybe this is the right kind of film for him. Who knows? So if I start actually hearing good reviews about it and stuff like that, I might go see it. If I hear good reviews, if I see a trailer that I like, I wasn't a big Monsters fan growing up though either. So at this point, I don't really care. But I'm open to the idea of seeing a Rob Zombie film if I hear good things about it. I don't really generally hear good things about it, and I don't generally ever see a trailer from his that makes me say I got to go see this movie. So I just think that Rob Zombie's style is just not for me. It's not for a guy like me. Um, it's just not his style is just not. Yeah, it doesn't work for me. It works for some people. It doesn't work for me. Um, but I'm open to that possibility. We'll see. We'll see if it gets good reviews or not. You never know. Um, Let me see what Jason said here. And I've given him chance after chance after chance. I felt like that too. I gave him 4 chances. I think that's
Mm.
enough. I think once you've been
His
disappointed
wife's in
four
every
times.
movie, that's the problem.
Yeah, yeah.
His wife being in
Well,
every
that's
one of his
definitely
movies.
a problem. That is definitely a problem. I don't think it's necessarily not the problem, but I mean his writing is so bizarre. The way he writes films is just really weird to me. To me, it is. Hey, Roland Keller's in the chat. Hey,
Was
good
it
to see Roland Keller. What does Roland say here? I can respect anyone who makes a film. We all know how difficult it can
Valentine
be,
Bluff?
and all the hoops that we have to jump through. Yes, for sure. There's a lot of hoops that we do have to all jump through. It's not easy, and when I, say I don't like Rob Zombie's films. They just, they don't work for me. And it's nothing against him as a person. And I know he works hard on his films. I just don't think he makes films for me. And he definitely has an audience out there.
Yeah.
There are the
It's,
Rob Zombie lovers out there, and I will never hate on those people. You guys can love your Rob Zombie. He just doesn't make films that work for me at the end of the day. So, um, but yeah, I can definitely respect anybody, even the Birdemic guy, who I don't know if you guys know who that is, who I'm talking about, but I don't even know his name. Um, which is maybe the worst film ever made on a technical level, but
yeah. I mean, making any
he
kind of movie can be hard. They
yeah,
try their best, but it's not for
yeah,
everybody.
there's it's tough, guys. It's I've been there. I've done I've been like the main guy on a film, and I've been like the what I'm doing right now with this bigger budget film where there's a lot of moving parts involved. And it's a tough thing, guys. It's definitely tough making a film. Just writing a film. Anybody who writes a screenplay, man, I got respect. Because I mean, I've got 4 screenplays that I haven't quite finished yet because I'm just they're not gelling the way I really want them to gel. And I got others that pretty much wrote themselves, but it's you get that. It's even though they pretty much wrote themselves, I still feel like, oh, I gotta change stuff. We writers, we that's the longest process, I find
Mhm.
anyways, is actually getting it
Every
written.
time you get a new character, you gotta revise the
Mhm.
whole story to make it make sense. You know,
Exactly. There you go. Let's see what else. Oh, Lazy Reviewer. Carlos from Lazy Reviewer. Birdemic's a masterpiece. It's definitely a so bad it's good kind of movie.
what was the one with
It's
Sandra Bullock on
what's
Netflix?
that?
Birdhouse,
What's
where you
that?
have to
Sorry, I missed that.
blindfold yourself. Birdhouse, was it?
Oh, I can't remember the name of that one.
Sandra Bullock.
Something like that.
That's what it
Yeah,
reminds me of.
that's not what we're talking. We're talking about Birdemic.
It just reminded me of that when they said
Oh,
that.
okay. I know what movie you're talking about.
I think it's
Uh,
Birdhouse. I think that's what it's called.
Jimmy Presley's Horror Corner. Go away and Hagwitch. Gonna
Yep.
ROVK. What does that mean? Rock as well? Did you mean to say rock? Probably as well. Yes, I've heard good things about both films. Go Away
You're
is
doing.
gonna start filming soon, and I'm not sure
Victim
when
No More
Hagwitch.
is filming right now too.
Oh, there you go. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm not sure when Hagwitch starts filming. Maybe they're still crowdfunding. I'm not sure. Have to keep me posted on that, Jimmy, because I know you're part of their team, but I'm not
Maybe
sure.
they're in demand right now. Probably, possibly,
Could
like
be,
Sawyer
could be.
Massacre.
Uh, Bird Lazy Reviewer says the movie you're talking about is called Bird Box. There you
Yep.
go. Yes, I saw that one as well.
That movie was. It was funny.
Eduardo Guerrero, I prefer
Obscure.
obscure horror films. I like
Okay.
some obscure ones too. Not all of them. Some of them are a little bit much for me, but I do like a good share of obscure ones.
Like Phantasm and
Depends.
stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. I like even to a point. To a point, I like that Begotten. That is pretty
Yeah.
much a silent film, but it's hard to watch. I don't think I've ever actually made it through the whole thing because it's just so hard to watch. That opening scene is just pure disturbing. It really
The,
is.
the first Paranormal Activity had that kind of feeling to it. Independent. Do you remember the first Paranormal Activity movie? It was supposed to have been a true story.
I hate to admit
It's kind
this.
of like Blair Witch
I've never
effect.
seen a single Paranormal Activity movie.
Actually, the first one is actually pretty good.
I've heard people say that, but I've just never been much of a paranormal guy, so I've just kind of avoided it. But I probably should at least check it out. Probably. We'll see. I might
Oh
check
yeah,
it out.
That and
Uh,
the first Blair Witch movie was good too.
oh, I love the first Blair Witch movie. Yeah, I
That
love
was
that.
terrifying.
Those of you who've been watching me for a while know that I love the Blair Witch Project. Oh yeah.
That one was
Um,
terrifying. The first one, they did a good
yeah.
job.
I don't like the other ones, but I
You
really
mean
didn't
Book of
like that last
Shadows?
one. I didn't really care much for that, and I really didn't like the last one that came out. It was too polished and too much jump scares, guys. Holy crap. Holy crap. I don't know. I guess there's a audience for jump scares still, but man, it was over the
That's like the
top.
movie Winchester. That whole movie was jump scares.
I never saw that either. Never saw that either. Eduardo likes Begotten. There you go. Begotten is cool. It's kind of cool, but man, it's hard to
I saw
watch.
Freaky with Vince Vaughn. That movie gave a lot of nods to Friday the 13th and Halloween, Scream.
Cool. Oh, Jimmy, gotta rest, guys. See you soon. I'll
Okay.
rewatch tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in there, Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy.
Always a good buddy. Have a good night. I guess it
You
is
rock,
later
Jimmy.
over
You're the goat, Jimmy.
there.
Honestly, where would most of these films be without Jimmy? He does such a great job promoting, and he's a
Oh
really cool
yeah,
guy.
no kidding.
I appreciate him so much.
Humongous killer obscure movie, terrible acting. I haven't seen that one. I
Humongous.
have not seen that one. Jason Pitts loves Blair Witch Project too. There we go. We got some similar tastes. I'm in the minority, but I absolutely love Blair Witch 2, Book of Shadows.
I
Yeah,
didn't like it.
I didn't hate it, but I didn't really like it though.
It
I
didn't
don't
fit
know.
with the first movie. They didn't gel together. You
Well,
know,
definitely they don't. But it's kind of like that anthology
it's a
sort of
soft
style a little
reboot
bit, but
almost. Yeah, it was
yeah,
like a
sort of.
soft reboot.
Um, yeah, it's been a while. I might have to rewatch that. I saw it in like 2004, 2005, somewhere in there.
I saw it on
So
VHS.
I remember not caring much for it when I first saw it, but
It's one of those movies that was still on VHS yet back in the
oh,
day.
the second one or the
Yeah,
first one?
it's actually
Oh, okay.
the second one actually is
Oh,
on
probably.
VHS.
I saw it on TV. It was a couple years after it came out, at least. Um, so yeah. Again, I can't remember. I remember the ending was kind of cool. Really
Well, I
can't
had the
remember
guy
much
from
other than
Burn
the ending.
Notice. He was the lead. Can't remember the actor's name. From Burn
Yeah,
Notice, the USA TV show. He was the
I
main
don't know.
lead in that movie.
Okay, I don't know Burn Notice, so I don't know what to say there. But
Jason
yeah,
probably knows who I'm talking about.
probably. Uh, it wasn't trying to fit with. Yeah, I know that it wasn't trying to fit with the first movie. Yeah, I don't know. Uh, I know. Yeah, it's not an anthology, but it's kind of like a different. How would you call that type of sequel?
It was a
That's
soft reboot. They
well,
did
no,
that with some of those other movies,
I wouldn't even call it a soft reboot because it's a different
the
reality
reimagining
sort
or
of thing.
whatever.
Yeah, it's
There's a couple horror movies that did that where like the first movie is awesome, second movie soft reboot reimagining. They
yeah,
ruined
but
the
it wasn't like
series.
it was. I wouldn't say it was like that though either. It's totally where because the first movie exists
The
in this
first
movie
movie's
as a
found
movie,
footage.
right?
The second
If you,
movie wasn't found footage, but
yeah,
they
the
like
second
kind
movie
of
wasn't
hinted.
found footage. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's been a while. I should probably rewatch that one, but I mean the last one sucked though. I don't care what anybody says. The last Blair Witch movie sucked.
they
That
gotta
one's
make
still pretty
money.
that one's still pretty fresh in my mind, and I just couldn't believe how much I didn't like that movie. A
Well, the
lot of
problem was
bad
it
lot of
it
bad
wasn't
acting.
found footage. It was just like Book
They
of
tried to make it.
Shadows, you know.
It wasn't like Book of Shadows. No, it was trying to be found footage, but it was too
Yeah,
polished found footage. It was, oh, we're adding all this technology and drones and blah blah blah, and and the jump scares. If you
they
take
have
out
money. They want to
if you
make a movie, but
if you take out at least half of those jump scares, maybe there's a movie, somewhat of a movie there. But some of the acting was pretty bad too. Most of the acting was pretty bad, actually. There was one or two actors that I was like, okay, this person's okay, this person's okay, but the rest of them were like, no, 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 can't do it, can't do it.
Jeffrey Donovan. That's who it is. Thank you, Jason. Jeffrey Donovan.
Yeah,
Book
I
of
don't know who that is.
Shadows.
But, totally agree with. Let me just put this up here. Totally agree with Roland. Jimmy is a trooper. He is. Yeah, oh yes, as we say here in the UK. Yes, very very much so. I love Jimmy. Jimmy is
Hi,
the
Carrie.
man. Love that guy. Love that guy. Uh, Jason Pitts, kind of going off what I said. Yes, the movie. It was the movie that studied. Sorry, what am I? Oh, did I probably hit the wrong one, but yeah,
Insane Mass Hysteria.
studied the insane mass hysteria, and that
First movie
the
created.
first movie had created. Yeah, so he had said before that the first movie
So it
was
was
just a
like a
movie, and the second one,
meta film,
yes,
metaphor.
kind of meta.
Yeah, that's what it
yeah.
was.
Hmm.
Like Scream's meta.
So I mean, yeah, it's I get it. I just man, I'd have to go back and check it again.
Why
I'd
do you
have to
think it's
check.
like that?
I'd have
The
to check
sequels
Blair
are
Witch
always
2 again.
weird or different. You think the
It is
studio
what it
puts their nose in
is,
it?
you know? It can work, but doesn't necessarily mean it will. I don't know. Let's see what else we got here. A lot of people chatting, do and the difference between film and video, well, film lies, Kim, but video doesn't. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a quote from that movie. I remember that from Book of Shadows.
Ooh, I like this question from Roland. Any film project you guys have to have have in the after of your fan films? How about you? Let's start with you there, Michael. You have anything in
Is
the
he talking
works?
about another fan film or original
Nope.
movie?
Anything after? It could be another fan film, I guess, but just
Friday the
just
13th Requiem. That's
you're
coming
gonna
out
do a Friday
in
the 13th one?
2024. Yeah.
Cool. This is my only fan film. I don't feel like I want to do another fan film after that. I love this. I'm very passionate about this fan film, but I think this is the only one I want to do. I've got so many original scripts I want to get to. Um, so as far as what I plan to do after this, and plans can change, they can. But I do plan to do a feature length version of my short film Unseen, which really should have been a feature to begin with, in my opinion, because there's just I tried to cram so much in a 12-minute short that it makes sense sort of if you really pay attention, but yeah, Unseen will be my next film, I'm pretty sure, because I need to get on that one because um it's something it's definitely a film I'm really passionate about doing for sure. It really will give you an idea of my overall filmmaking style, I think. Yeah. Let's see
That'd
what
be cool.
else we got here from Rob Bruins Guy Mahoney. I'm the promoter that some bad eggs don't like. Yes, we know that. We know all about that.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
I haven't heard
Something
much
about
over the
a
last couple of days
shark.
about that stuff. Yeah.
Steve knows what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, of course I know. Of course I know. It's I'm hoping that I hope that everything's been going the way they should be going. We'll just say
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
Jason
For
Pitts,
everybody, I hope so too.
when you watch Blair Witch 2, pay attention to what is on film and not what is in the video. You can't trust what you see on film. What you see when it's video doesn't lie. Okay, now I think I kind of get what you.
Do you
I
remember?
do have to go
Yeah.
back and rewatch it.
Yeah.
I do have to back and rewatch it.
It's
It
like
might be a
everything
deeper
happened
film.
differently.
It
Yeah.
might be a deeper film than I realize.
It was more psychological thriller than a straight up horror movie. You
I
know?
like those though. I do tend to like those, but I was pretty young when I saw it though, so I do have to. It is definitely something I have to go back and rewatch. There's a lot of movies I have to go back and rewatch. Roland Keller, appreciate all you do for indie film as well, Rob. Very much appreciate. Yeah, Rob is an awesome guy. Rob
Thank you, Rob. You rock.
absolutely kicks it. Yeah, love it, love it. Sign me up for both.
Sign me
Oh,
up for
that's
both.
good to know.
We will.
We
We
will.
will.
We will.
Yeah,
There you
Rob's got
go.
his first acting debut in my movie Halloween Evil Lives. It'll
There
be
you go.
awesome.
And maybe many more to follow. There you
Yep.
go. Here's an interesting question, and but feel free to answer if you want to. This might be something you can't talk about yet. Do you plan to get anybody famous to be in the movie?
All I could say is we're gonna give it a shot, but that's all I'm gonna say at this point.
Gonna give
So
it a shot. You
yep.
obviously can't tell me who you might be thinking of,
Yeah, we
but
don't
I
want to
get
ruin
that.
the story.
Yeah. I understand. I was kind of with that with the Sawyer massacre as well. And there's still a chance that we might add a famous person to our film. We'll see.
I'd love to see
But
somebody get it good in your film. Just
uh you have to have money though. It's just there are some, B-list actors I guess that will do it for fairly cheap. Just a day shoot or something like that, one day on set. For a reasonable rate, but I don't think we're there yet. Not yet. If we if we can double what we've raised, then for sure. But at this time, I've got to focus more on making sure that we have good costume design
yep.
time period stuff and the house that I want, all that kind of stuff.
So the
This is
house would be in Texas, right? That you're
hmm
looking at.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
We're shooting 100% in Texas. Nothing in Canada. Everything is going to be shot in Texas.
Watch out for those rattlesnakes.
Yeah. Well, I heard it's
They're out
actually. I
there.
heard the worst are the water moccasins or whatever. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
those are scary. Yeah.
Eduardo says the original Blair Witch 2 ending has
Oh yeah,
instructions
I
to
remember
view
that.
certain
There's
scenes in the
letters.
movie backwards.
There's
Ooh,
letters, and the letters spell out over. You watch it
interesting.
backwards.
Interesting. I did not know that. Amy Crabtree, Rob, Jimmy, Steve, Roland, Michael you guys are the best. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Amy.
Thank
You are
you,
the
Amy.
best. You're the
Thank you.
best. And you're the best. And everybody's the best.
Steve's a great guy. He's really helped me out a lot too.
Oh, I haven't done that
Listen,
much.
yep, in reverse. Yeah,
The Secret of
yep,
Esrever. Oh, I know what Esrever is, but I know that more from
yep.
Red Dwarf reverse. Eduardo reverse backwards, yeah.
Eduardo backwards.
Ah,
Yep, yep.
anyways.
Yeah, I guess you have to watch it again.
Grandpa is
You
the
know,
OG. We got the OG Grandpa in our trailer. Will we get him in our film?
gotta feed
We'll see.
Grandpa.
We'll
That
see.
part's so spooky in the first one. You know that, and when they give him the blood,
Oh
so
yeah,
scary.
I love it.
That's
I
an
think
tense scene.
it was kind of that first moment where my jaw just dropped. You know. Anyways,
He's like, that part was kind of funny, just slurping.
Amy Crabtree didn't know that about Blair Witch 2. I didn't know
Yeah,
that either.
you have to watch it in reverse.
Roland Keller. Roland Keller says, "I want to see Steve Merlo's version of City Slickers: The Legend of Curly's Gold."
On HBO.
Where did that come from? You know?
I just remember it was always on HBO with Billy Crystal and Jack Palance.
Uh,
Jack
yeah,
Palance and
Jack
Billy
Collins has
Crystal.
been gone for a while now, but he was great. He was
Rest his
great.
soul. I like those guys, Christopher Plummer, Jack Palance. Who was the other guy that was doing those old Dracula movies? Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
Those guys back in the day.
Jason Pitts, I am working on 4 short films that are connected. Oh, that's cool. So it's okay. The first is called Alone. Oh, yes, I've seen Alone. If you guys haven't checked out Alone, it is on
Cool.
YouTube, okay? I wasn't sure. I thought that might have been a temporary link for Alone, but that's cool. It's on YouTube. It's on
It's
his
cool.
YouTube channel. The second one called uh, Masquerade coming out later this year. Ooh, that's interesting. That is interesting.
Very cool
If you
stuff,
haven't seen Alone,
Jason.
it's actually a pretty good movie. Go check it out. Go check out Alone if you haven't. Pretty
Yeah,
cool.
remember,
Oh,
share
Stephanie
Halloween Evil
Diaz.
Lives link.
There you
Give
go.
it a good share for us. We appreciate everything you guys do for us.
Yes, very, very much. The link for Halloween Lives is in the description. And go check out Alone from Jason Pitts as well. Stephanie Diaz has joined the chat late, but that's okay. That's okay. Another one of our associate producers. Thank you for tuning in.
Happy to have
That's
you.
all we ever can really ask for, is just to tune in. And if you have a question for Michael, Michael here is the writer director of Halloween Evil Lives, a Halloween fan film. We've been chatting. We've been asking a few questions here and there for about an hour and a half now. We've had fun. It's been great. It's been great. Come on, Rob. What's going on here? Hashtag City Slayer. That's great. Amy. Oh, okay. Amy
I have seen Alone.
has seen Alone. It's a good movie. It's a short. It's
I think we're alone now.
about 25 minutes or so. Yeah. It's
Yeah, play that song in there.
definitely an interesting premise, that's for sure. I'm interested to see where you go from there. Definitely interesting to see where you go. Do brilliant work. Yeah, do. There you go. Any other questions? Do I have any other questions? Not really a question, but why don't you tell us a little bit about your wonderful cast?
So
Because you
we
have a
got,
pretty big cast. You got a cast of
oh yeah,
31. Tell us about them.
I'll talk about the main people that you might know. Laura Allen Wilson from Vengeance. She plays a character named Tanya. We got Tiffany Saggio. She plays Melissa Missy Anderson. And then we got Danielle Fraser. She plays Amy the babysitter. So we have three good female leads. We got a gentleman named Tony. He plays Robbie. We got a gentleman named Jacory. He plays Jordan. And we got a gentleman named Chris. And he plays Joey, the nerd. You gotta have to have a nerd in these horror movies. It's important.
Well, according to Zach Davis, you do. I keep getting
Yep. Yeah, he asked me about that too.
he
He loves
keeps
nerds.
wanting me to give somebody a wedgie. My film doesn't really have that. My film doesn't have
Chainsaw
those
Wedgie.
types of
Come
characters.
on. Come on,
There's
Steve.
no,
Chainsaw Wedgie.
maybe we'll give somebody a chainsaw through the crotch. We'll see. That'll be
There you
your
go.
yeah. But I don't really have those characters, man. I just don't have the. I didn't write. I didn't want to write characters like that in my movie.
Yeah.
I
Well,
you know.
the nerd in our movie serves kind of like the Dr. Loomis type character
Oh,
where
okay.
he learns a lot about the murders that occurred. So drives the story of the movie in modern time. So
That's very cool. That's very cool. Any other cast
he's
members
the
you want to
Randy.
mention?
He's the Randy of our film.
Oh, okay. There you go. Randy Bobandy.
He knows the rules from Scream. Yeah, Joey knows the rules.
Okay. Any other cast members you want to mention? Give a shout out to.
And of course, then we have Rob. He plays Vince Storm. I got Jimmy in a secret role.
Hmm.
Michael McGlynn in a secret role. You know, some of these guys, they're big in the indie horror community. And I have a fitness model named Kat Smith. She's going to play, she has an important role in the movie as well. So we got a lot of big timers in this movie.
Awesome. Awesome. Sounds like it'll be really good. Let's see here. Jason Pitts. In high school, I wrote a script called Evil Never Dies that brought all the 80s horror icons together. Jason and Michael were twins, and Amanda Kruger was a nun doing volunteer work at the hospital. That's interesting.
Cool.
Why didn't you make that one? Or did you?
Yeah, that'd be
Maybe
interesting.
I have to go look for that one. Let's see if I missed anything else. I think we got Amy Crabtree says best cast ever. That's awesome.
Yep. Amy's in the movie too. Good friend
Oh, there
Shawnee
you go.
plays the sheriff, is in the movie too. And
Awesome.
Sebastian and Fred. And we got a pretty good cast going.
There you go. Michael, you got Tiffany's last name right. Oh, there you
It's Italian.
go.
Yeah, I didn't get it right the other night, but I've been working practicing.
Oh, there you go. Awesome. Jason Bits. She separated Jason and Michael at birth because she sensed the evil from both. You got to make this film, Jason. You have to make it. You have to make it. Even Amy's saying, "Hey, Jason, that's great."
That is great. Yep. Yeah, by the way, Friday the
Way too
13th
much to me.
Requiem will be following A New Beginning. It'll be a direct sequel to A New Beginning. So it's going to be
Oh,
cool.
okay. Interesting.
Back to Pinehurst.
There you go. I've never been a Jason guy, so I've just never been a big Jason guy. So the wrong guy to try to convince. you know, Michael Myers and Leatherface are my two. Yeah, Freddy to a point, but Freddy got too comedic. Man,
Yeah.
he was scary in the first two films, and then after that, it kind of got
Well, what I like about
comedic.
Jason is he's very creative in his kills, I'd say.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sleeping Bag kill. And he did that killer, like smash that lady's face to the RV wall, and he had some pretty creative kills. Jay's voice.
Rob Runes, Guy Mahoney saying you missed Robert Bess in your film.
Yeah, Robert. Yep, Robert Bass is in it. Ken Slate. It's such a big cast. I'm trying to get everybody as I kind of shout out here. It is a pretty big cast. Yeah, Robert Bass, Ken Slate. Um, it's a wonderful cast. I'll say that they're all very talented. Everybody that's in the movie is really good for their character. Well written.
Awesome. Awesome. What is Amy saying here? What? But Steve, Freddy versus Jason was filmed in Canada, was it? I
Yeah,
didn't even know
Steve,
that.
come on. You know that, Steve.
Uh, I didn't
We
actually.
got
I
the
didn't know that. I'm
actress.
not
She
surprised,
she
but
she went topless. She's from Canada
oh,
in
was
the
she?
beginning of that movie.
Maybe that's the one I drove to the hotel
That's what I
yesterday.
was thinking.
No,
Actually, I didn't want to say
probably
anything.
not. No, I don't think so. Although this actress is auditioning for a Blumhouse movie. I don't know what, but
Blumhouse.
yeah.
Yep, they're churning them out fast. Blumhouse.
Yeah, no kidding.
They're gonna do The Exorcist and Christine. So the next
Ah,
one's coming out by Blumhouse.
okay. Okay. Yeah. That Black Christmas remake sure turned out good.
Well,
Let's not
we'll
talk
see.
about that, right? We're
We'll
not going
see.
to talk about that movie at all, right?
I mean, we'll see what they do with it.
Yeah. We'll see. You never know. Um, but my
I wonder
confidence is
what kind of
kind
car
of
Christine will be in the new one.
Roland Keller. We're the monster squad of fan films. That's right. Metal horns
Oh
up.
yeah,
But I hate to say this. I think this will be. I'm pretty sure this will be my only fan film. I love it, though. I'm very, very passionate about doing this one, but I just got so many other scripts I want to do. I eventually want to branch outside of horror a little bit. I mean, I actually have a
Christmas.
little bit, but no. I eventually I would like to get to do like sci-fi and fantasy and stuff like that. Eventually,
Yeah,
I'd have to work my way up there a
we
little
can
bit.
do Aliens fan film together.
There you go. Let's do it. That's sci-fi. There you go. So,
Face huggers.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to only do horror in my career, but
Yeah,
you got to start some. You got to start and try to stick in one genre at the beginning. Just doesn't matter. I don't think it really matters what genre anymore. Back in the old days, if you wanted to get a good start, you started it on horror or porn. Apparently,
yeah.
apparently,
Adult or porn, yeah.
it's so you choose one or the other, and so I mean, because
The
it's I guess it
director,
was the easiest to get distributed at that time, and
Friday the
cheapest to
13th
make and
Part
easiest to
5,
get
he was in it.
distributed.
Porn star
Yeah.
director Danny Steinman or something. He
I don't
actually
know.
did adult films.
Oh,
The
probably.
New
Yeah.
Beginning. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why there's a lot of nudity in The New Beginning.
Yeah. It makes sense. But me, I chose horror because I mean, I really, I chose to do horror because I feel like I can add something, but I feel like I can. But we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Everybody seems to want me to do a sequel to. I haven't even made the film yet. Haven't even made the Sawyer Massacre, and everybody's already talking about a sequel. It's just, it's weird. It's weird, But I'm not gonna say 100% no. I won't do a sequel to the Sawyer Massacre, but I really don't think so. I'm like 95% sure I probably won't do a sequel. I would love again. I would absolutely love it if another filmmaker out there made did a sequel to it rather than me, and that'd be a great honor if somebody else out there said, "Hey, I'm going to make a sequel that goes in between yours and the original." I'd love that. I think that would be great. Because I'm always open to seeing other people's take on stuff, but I don't really feel like I've got another fan film in me. I really want to focus on more original stuff. And again, what is original these days? It's I'll put out Unseen, and everybody will say it's a total Halloween ripoff or a total Black Christmas ripoff or something like that. Because it is heavily inspired by those movies, but I don't think it's a ripoff though. But it's a fine line. There's a fine line for sure. But I do I just feel like there's other stories I definitely want to do, and but you never know. You never know. There's that slight possibility. There's that slight possibility, or maybe I go way back and to the 1800s and tell Grandpa's story. Have a young grandpa. I don't know. Somebody was gonna do that like quite a while ago now, like 7 years ago now. There's a trailer on YouTube for a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan film called "The Best There Ever Was," and it's basically like a prequel of Grandpa. There's some weird stuff about it, mind you, but it's really well shot. Whoever shot this thing, they is almost too polished for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's probably a little bit too polished looking, but you could tell that whoever was doing it looked like they knew what the heck they were doing. Um, if you haven't seen that, I believe it's called "The Best There Ever Was," or "The Best There Was," or something like that. Um, Grandpa fan film. Interesting. Interesting concept. The timeline doesn't match up to me though. You have Grandpa in his like 50s, maybe early 50s, and Leatherface is still alive, is born yet, so that would have made Grandpa's 120 plus, and so you're telling me Leatherface was 80 or 90 or 80 to 90 in the original? No. So the
No,
ages definitely don't match up in that teaser, but hey, you know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's well shot and looks like a lot of effort was put into it. I kind of wonder whatever happened to that film, like why I don't think it ever got made. Interesting though. Interesting.
the producers probably shut them down or something. I don't know.
I have no idea. Maybe it just looked too good, and yeah, maybe producer shut it down. I have no idea. Let's see what some of these other people are saying. Jason Pitts, a Final Destination fan film would be interesting. Not by me. Uh, Although I'll say this: the actress that I drove to the hotel yesterday. was in a TV show with an actress that was in one of the Final Destination movies. Oh, a connection there. Is it a good connection? Not really, but it's a connection there,
Hmm.
somewhat.
Yep.
Roland Keller, I could see you tackling a Star Wars or the Last Starfighter type of films. Yeah, you know what? I could. I I love the Last Starfighter. Apparently, there is going to be a sequel to it. I don't think Nick Castle is writing or directing it, but he's involved in some way. Nick Castle's awesome, by the way. He's not just the first Michael Myers. He was a great writer, director, producer kind of guy too.
Speaking of that, he wants to see our movie first before
Yeah,
everybody else
there you
does.
go.
Yeah, he requested that.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty
He's
awesome.
really excited.
So yeah, he was because I mean he is getting old, so I know he doesn't want to. I know he's not going to direct it. I'm pretty sure if John Carpenter's not going to direct a Halloween movie, Nick Castle's not going to direct the last Starfighter movie. He might have a hand in writing it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Lance Guest is going to be a part of it. Maybe it even fell through. I have no idea. But I would be interested if they. I wouldn't be and Star Wars. On my other show, I'm probably going to talk about what I would have done as far as the Star Wars prequels go. Um, because I don't know, guys. I mean, any of you guys who are my age and grew up with the original trilogy and then saw the prequels, there's just something that feels off about them. I know that it was George's vision, but also remember this: it was George Lucas's vision, like a dozen years after his original vision. Like his vision changed over those years. If he had made the prequels right after he was done the original trilogy, I think we would have seen a way different story wise. We would have seen a way different prequel trilogy. Unfortunately, George Lucas was going through a lot of personal stuff that kind of got him off of Star Wars there for a while, and the original vision was not there. So I mean, I'm probably going to talk about what I would have done for a prequel trilogy for Star Wars because I still feel like I do and for what they are, I love the Star Wars prequels, guys. I do
Yeah,
like them. Don't think that I don't like even the
I like
first
the
couple
last
where
two. The
I
last two
like
the best.
I like the last one the best, but
Where he becomes
the
Darth
Attack of the
Vader.
Clones, yeah, yeah, I like that
Attack of the
one. I
Clones
like
was
that
good,
one. Attack
just
of the
because
Clones
they
was just
started
too
showing him
much.
becoming evil. Remember?
Uh,
It
it was
started
an
hinting
execution
towards the
thing.
darkness.
I think there's some
Anakin.
execution issues. Yeah, and then the love
I
story was
mean, the scene
terrible.
when he kills all those people, Anakin,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
those
know exactly what you're talking
to
about.
get the
Yeah.
mother's revenge,
Yeah.
and they play the music. Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 you know,
Yeah. I
she's
know.
killing everybody. That was cool. That was a cool scene.
It wasn't bad. Just
Because then
execution.
because he went from being good to becoming a villain.
Mhm.
Kind of.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Just a lot of
It's a tragic
nonsense.
story.
There. Oh
Space
yeah, of
soap
course.
opera. That's the way he made it. George Lucas, a space soap opera.
I personally feel like his reasoning for going to the dark side doesn't feel right though. But again, hey, it's me as a writer. This is me as
Yeah.
a writer saying this is what I would have done. I'm definitely not going to get into it right now because it would take too long.
Yep.
It would take too long
I just remember
to,
that scene. I
you
was
know.
like, damn, they're gonna, start making the character a villain like very soon. Like it was a hint, you know?
Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's just again, I definitely think that Lucas would have made a completely different prequel trilogy had he done them right after Return of the Jedi. I know he would have. I know because they were talking about it. You had people like Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher on like Johnny Carson during that time in 1983, talking about, oh, we're done with Star Wars, but Lucas is gonna do the prequels now.
Yep.
And Mark even said, hey, we know that it was going to be different, because Mark said I talked to George, and there's going to be a young boy playing a young Luke in the third film. So that's already different than what we got, so we know that they would have connected better. I bet they would have connected better.
Yeah.
They could have and they should have connected a little bit better. There's a lot of loose ends, as they say. But anyways, at the end of the day, I still do love the prequels. It's just I feel like, there's potential for so much more. If you know what I mean. There's potential
Yeah.
for
The
so much
the
more.
last one they
Um,
did was with
yeah.
Obi-Wan and
Ewan
Anakin.
McGregor was
That
great as
scene on the
Obi-Wan. And
volcano planet
yeah.
when he's
Oh
like, "I hate you." That was pretty cool. That was
yeah.
good. I hate you.
Uh,
You were supposed to be the one.
let's see what some of these guys. Let's see what some of these guys are saying.
Don't forget about the Obi-Wan prequel that's getting made too.
Yeah. Rob says, Roland, what about Steve? What about Steve Merlo Tron movie? Oh,
Yeah, Steve.
you guys are really coming up with the suggestions for me. Hey, I'm not saying I won't ever, but man, it's my career is really going to have to take off.
Steve
Not that
Merlo
that won't
Hellraiser
happen.
movie.
No, I won't make a Hellraiser movie. That's not
Come on,
my kind
Steve.
of. That's not.
Pinhead.
I was never a big Hellraiser fan. I'm not gonna do it if I'm not
Don't
if
do
I'm
show
not
you
really a big
such
fan of
toys.
the if I'm not a really big fan of the material, it's not something I'm really gonna do.
Clive Barker, man.
Roland Keller, Rob, oh definitely, yeah, right. No, I don't know. I'm open to everything. But Amy Crabtree. Yeah, the Final Destination film scarred me for life. Sorry, for life. I mean, in a good way. I was obsessed with those films. Cool. I like them to a point. Something. It's an interesting concept. I'll say that. But they don't really.
They made death a character.
Yeah, that's true. I like them. Not all of them. There's some of them are better than others for sure. Roland Keller. He's great. Met him at Flashback. Who are we talking about?
Nick
Geez.
Castle, probably.
Oh, probably Nick Castle. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, who are we talking about? I've heard Nick Castle's a great guy, actually.
He's
I'd
awesome.
like to meet him. Hopefully I'll get to meet him someday. That would be awesome. He'd be awesome for a picnic. Okay, there you go. So definitely we're talking about Nick Castle. So much potential wasted. I hope we're talking about the Star Wars
Star Wars.
prequels. It looks
Yep.
like we are. Yeah. And a sequel. Yeah. With but I'm one of those guys now. Now after seeing the sequels, I've seen the sequels, and I was kind of on board right off the bat, but at the same time, there's always a part of me saying the story ended at Return of the Jedi. And I'm
Yep.
probably biased because Return of the Jedi is by far my favorite Star Wars film, and to me, it's a perfect ending to the saga. But
I'm your father. That part's pretty
it's
intense. I'm your father. You
oh,
know.
in Empire Strikes Back, yeah, that's
Yeah,
another
because
thing I would
it
talk.
all leads up to that scene.
That's a twist that gets spoiled by the prequels, by the way, and
Yep.
that's something I would also try to fix if you want to make the prequels as if they're the first movies in the series. So I mean, if you see the film series from in chronological order, when that twist in Empire Strikes comes back, it's not a twist anymore. There's a way to make it a twist still.
Mm-hmm.
There's a way to keep that twist, and I don't think Lucas realized it, but there is a way. I would talk about if on my other show. This is a horror show. I'm gonna keep it horror, but on my other show that I did earlier today, Merlo's Mega Movie Chat, that'll probably be my next live stream. Actually, I'm gonna make that my next live stream. Is how I would have done the prequels. Tune in if you want to see that one. I will go
Oh yeah.
through each. I'll have to make sure I have at least 2 hours. I'm gonna need at least 2 hours to go through that, maybe even more. So I'll have to set a day where I know I have that kind of time. But we're coming
And
up
once
on
again,
nearly 2 hours in
Halloween
this
Evil
one
lives.
already.
Let's
Steve,
get
make a
that link
Jeepers
going.
Creepers film.
Let's get that link going, guys. Get it shared.
How about you? Why don't you make a Jeepers Creepers film? I wouldn't make one. I'm not a big
Just not a
fan, to
fan of
be
the
honest with
creeper.
you. I agree, Rob. The tall man's his backstory. There you go.
Oh, Phantasm. Yeah.
That would be killer to see the tall man's backstory. Who's the tall man? I don't even know who.
Phantasm.
Oh,
Phantasm,
fantastic.
Steve.
Okay, been a
Phantasm.
while. Making a coffee. Anyone want one? What? Scary
Yeah.
Yates. Yeah. Sure, I'll take one. Can I get cream and sugar in that, please?
Yeah. I saw you had, what's his name? Billy Bob promoting the Sawyer Massacre.
Sorry, what was that again?
Joe Bob Briggs. I saw
Yeah.
that. That's
Oh,
cool.
cool.
He's a cool dude.
Halloween 3 is a great
Monster
standalone. I
Vision.
didn't I didn't appreciate as a kid like I do now. I'm exactly the same way, Roland. I didn't appreciate that as
Well,
much as
you're
a
gonna
kid.
like my movie, guys.
There you go.
We do.
It is a great standalone film. I again, and I hear this all the time. I've mentioned this before. A lot of people say it would have been great if it didn't have Halloween attached to it, but that movie deserves to be called Halloween, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It deserves to be called Halloween more than pretty much every sequel and whatnot that we've had over the years, because Halloween is integral to the plot in that film. It's not just, oh, we'll set it on Halloween and that'll be it. Halloween's not really going to have anything to do with the movie. It's because it's all around Michael Myers now. It's Michael this, Michael that, Michael this, Michael. That's my beef with the Halloween series. Apologies there, just whacked my microphone again. Um, is that the first movie you get? It's set on Halloween, and but after that, you gotta come up with if you're calling these movies Halloween, how is it part of the plot? And that movie, at least, Halloween was a big part of the plot. So I think that's yeah. I That's all I have to say about that. That's all I have to say about that. Heck
Heck
yes,
yeah.
there and Bo.
Yeah.
Uh,
Halloween 3. We give it a little nod
Chief.
in my movie. Even though those sequels don't exist, we love to appreciate all the Halloween movies. So I'll
Yes,
say that.
Roland. I have a pumpkin silver shamrock mask.
Bob
Michael's
does.
seen it. He does. Very cool.
I've seen it.
And Roland Keller's asking, Rob, screen used? That's a good question. Is it
Might be a
screen
perk
used?
coming up soon.
Ooh. Screen used in your film or screen used in Halloween 3, though? I think that's the real question. Was it in
Either or.
Halloween 3?
Either or.
That would be pretty awesome. If you guys had one of the original Halloween 3 screen used pumpkin masks, or any of those masks, really, the
Just
Witcher,
think of it this way. If Haddonfield was banned from Halloween for so long, how else would they get their costumes?
there
Just a
you
little
go.
tease there.
There you go. What else we got here? Michael hijacked the Halloween holiday. Yeah, that's what it really is. I cannot agree more, Steve, about Halloween 3. It's about Halloween, and it's not so much even set. It is set a little bit on Halloween, but you got leading up to Halloween. But yeah, yeah. Thank you for agreeing with me, and not that you have to agree with me, but it's nice to see that when people do agree with me. But like Roland, it didn't sit well with me as a kid. But I'll tell you why too, because Michael Myers was a character we had heard about, you know, and Halloween 4. When Halloween 4 came out, we saw the teaser trailer, the TV trailer for it, and I thought Michael was the scariest thing ever. And so a few years later, when Halloween 3 is on TV, we think we're going to be watching a movie about Michael Myers. And to our disappointment, Michael Myers never really showed up in the movie, right? So that's where the disappointment was. Um, and I think we are just too young to really get the ideas. When you're 11 years old or whatever, however old we were, I think I was 11. You don't get all the plot points and stuff like that at that age, and you're just looking for Michael. And because we didn't see Michael, we didn't really care much for the movie, you know.
Yeah.
And that's probably my biggest reason. But getting a little older, I remember seeing it again in my early 20s, and thinking, hey, this is actually not that bad of a film, though, you know. And then watching it more and more, and it's like, man, I like this more than Halloween 2. This is now my second favorite Halloween film. You know, I like Halloween 2, but there's a lot of stuff in there that, uh, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. There's a lot of good in Halloween 2 as well, but there's just some things that I'm just like, why, why, why? But I won't get into any of that. But
They
anyways,
try their best,
they
you know.
try their best. Yeah, exactly. It's not perfect. John from Behind the Fiends. The fact that they had the balls to kill a kid, yeah, so grotesquely, says something about the filmmakers. Tommy Lee Wallace. Yeah.
They
Now,
wanted to kill all
now
of the
apparently,
children.
according to Tommy Lee Wallace in an interview and like a behind the scenes or whatever documentary on Halloween 3, Tommy Lee Wallace is credited as having written and directed the movie, but he says he barely had a hand in writing it at all. It was apparently John Carpenter actually was a big part of writing the script. He just got credited for whatever reason, and a few other people were involved in the writing the script and stuff like that. But he was the only one at the end of the day credited. I guess I don't know why. Kind of weird, kind of an interesting fact. I think it's a well-written movie, in my opinion. So whoever was involved with writing that movie, good for you. That's all I can say about that. I wish it has uh,
Oh yeah,
not had the final no, but it has the final processing tag. Okay, nice. Of course, he says. Are you using silver shamrock masks, Michael? Are you? They
yeah.
have.
You guys have to tune in
Rob
to
says.
watch out.
Rob says they have final processing tag. Hmm.
You have to tune in to watch out, guys. You're gonna love it though. It's really cool scene.
What about a sequel to Halloween 3 where Shamrock produces Michael masks that spread the evil to Jason, I know somebody who might be making a Halloween 3 sequel fan film. Not me. Not me, but I'm hoping to be a part of it. I've spoken with this person briefly about this. It's in the works. I really hope this comes to light. That's all I can say. I would
Oh,
love to be a part in some way. If I can be a part of it in some way, I'm not going to direct it though. I'm not going to. I
you'll
would
have
be
to
a,
wait and
a
see.
might. Yeah, well, yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love to see a Halloween 3 fan film, sequel fan film.
But you know
I think
that
there's
they're
something
gonna end it
interesting there.
with everybody dying. That's the only
Mm.
problem. That's how that movie ended.
Yeah, the people behind the
Because they
Thorn
couldn't turn the
conspiracy
TV
persist
off.
into.
Yeah, they couldn't
There's
turn the
definitely
TV off.
interesting ways to do it. There's definitely interesting ways to do it. Killing kids was nothing back then. They did it all. They did it all. Yeah, you know what they did in Jaws too, and yeah, it's more sensitive now towards that. Tune in to
Well,
Halloween Evil Lives to find out.
yep,
Yeah, maybe we're gonna see a
yes.
big connection in Halloween Evil Lives to Halloween 3. I'm interested now. You got my attention, so definitely, guys, go down, check the link in the description for Halloween Evil Lives Indiegogo campaign. Support these guys. It looks like they did go up since this stream started, so
Yep.
that's a good
Thanks,
thing.
Steve.
Let's get these guys in demand so that they can
They're
earn
in
more.
for the thrill.
they can make the film as good as possible. Looks like you've got up a couple more backers too, so that's good. Yeah, I'm glad to see that people are backing this. That's all I can say. I'm glad to see that
Because
people
they
are
know it's going to
backing
be
the
something
fan film.
very, very
Of course,
spooky.
it will be something. It will be. All right. Anything else you want to say, Michael, before we call it a
I
night?
just want to
We've
say
gone on for over two
thank you to
hours.
my
So
team. Thank you to all the cast. Thank you to all the backers and supporters. We love you guys. Appreciate everything you do for us. And stay tuned. Some more stuff, perks coming out soon in the next couple of weeks that you don't want to miss.
that's
And
awesome.
everybody, have a wonderful night. I appreciate being on Steve's show. And we appreciate
Awesome.
everybody.
Awesome. So yes, keep doing that. Keep go check out that link. Let's get these guys in demand. They got about 34, 35 days left, I think. It says
Yep.
35 days
It's,
on my computer. So
it'll be
and
34 tomorrow. Yep.
they're 47% funded at this point. So they're really
Get us
creeping
to
in on
50.
50%. Let's get these guys to 50% by tomorrow if we can. Or tonight.
Let's
Do it
do
right
it, guys.
now.
If you do it
Get it.
tomorrow, Michael McLean's got something special to show you guys. So
Ooh.
get it by tomorrow. He's going to do something special for the fans.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, yes, good luck, Michael. I'm here with you, man. Good luck. I know you guys can definitely pull this through, and I look forward to seeing what you guys make for us. I think your film will probably be completed before mine is, because we don't start filming till March, and
Yeah.
we're going to be doing all our post after that. We won't be able to do any post before, like you will. We'll have that luxury. So I think for us, the very earliest would be the end of 2022. I think, unless a miracle happens and we just whiz through post with no problem at all. you know,
Never
hey,
know.
we already got some music for the film, so that's gonna mind you, there's a lot of music we're gonna need for this film, if you call it that. But anyway, who's don't even think I asked you, like, who's composing music for yours?
We have like 3 or 4 different individuals
Oh,
making
really?
music for
Okay.
it.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to probably release a soundtrack too soon that you can get as a perk too from the
That'd be
movie.
cool. That'd be cool. I would do that as mine, but I don't think that Texas Chainsaw Massacre is really enough of a soundtrack. You're gonna get the camera sound. You're gonna get a lot of ambient noises more than anything else. There is gonna be some musical stuff, but not enough to really, I think, to entice people to buy it as a soundtrack. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong though. You guys let me know in the comments. But congrats on your success so far, Michael, and
Thank
we
you.
look forward to seeing how this all turns out. And I just know you guys are gonna rock it.
Greatly appreciate. We appreciate
All right.
everyone's support.
Yes, keep backing that campaign. Let's just see if you went up anymore. You never know. You never know.
It's gonna every time
Sometimes
I go to sleep, I wake up and it's to the roof.
there you go. All right. Thank you, Michael. We'll keep in touch. And again, thank you for coming on my show, and hope to have you on again real soon. Take it easy.
Yep.
Have a good night.
Thank you, Steve. Everybody have a great evening.
All right. That was Michael, everybody, from Halloween Evil Lives. We will see you guys all very, very soon. So have yourselves a good night. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Have a wonderful weekend.